and Secretary Suchit Thakurji, and fellow Rotarians, Rotarians. Good evening to you all.
Good evening.
Our club meeting 2272 is handed over to our President Sanjay Bhatia. Over to you, Sanjay ji.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Pasman Lutherji, and good evening to our chief guest for this evening, Dr. Ashwini Soni.
Hello.
And warm welcome to you, Dr. Soni, sir. And good evening and welcome to all our members who have joined today for this meeting. We start with the invocation as always this evening, and I'm very happy to invite Anne Kadam Bhamri for today's invocation.
Good evening everyone.
Good evening.
तो मैं आज एक कहानी सुनाना चाहूंगी सबको। ये कहानी है हौसले के बारे में। तो हौसला हम सबको कायम रखना है। कोविड हो रहा है, केसेस बढ़ रहे हैं, पर हौसला सबको रखना है। ये कहानी है एक यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर की, जो हर प्रकार से जिंदगी से हताश हो चुका था। उसका बिजनेस डूबता हुआ नजर आ रहा था, सैलरीज देने के लिए पैसे नहीं थे, लोगों के कॉल्स आते थे, फैमिली लाइफ सफर कर रही थी, उसकी बीवी उसे छोड़ के चली गई थी, बच्चे भी साथ ले गई थी, सब कुछ खत्म होता सा नजर आ रहा था उसे। तो वो नौजवान जाता है, क्लिफ के ऊपर जाता है और समुद्र में जाके झांकने लग जाता है और बहुत सुसाइडल थॉट्स आते हैं उसे। सोचता है मेरी लाइफ का कोई पर्पस ही नहीं है, मैंने इतनी स्ट्रगल की, इतना शुरुआत किया, इतने जोश से सब कुछ किया, कभी सोचा नहीं था जिंदगी में कि इस पड़ाव पर आ जाऊंगा जहां सब कुछ खत्म हो जाएगा। वो वहां खड़ा था और सामने से एक बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति सैर कर रहा था और उस बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति ने उसे देखा। तो सब जानते हैं तजुर्बा बहुत बड़ी चीज होती है, तो उन्होंने उसे देखते ही, ऑब्जर्व करते ही वो जान गया कि कुछ गलत है जो ये सोच रहा है, मुझे जाके उसकी मदद करनी चाहिए। उस जज्बे के साथ वो उस नौजवान के पास गया और उसने उससे पूछा, क्या बात है, तुम बहुत परेशान नजर आ रहे हो। तो उस नौजवान ने बोला कि आप जाइए, मैं आपको नहीं जानता, मैं आपको क्यों बताऊं कि क्या बात है, और अभी भी मैं किसी से बात करने की स्थिति में नहीं हूं। पर बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति बहुत एडमेंट रहे, नहीं आप मुझे बताइए, कहीं ना कहीं शायद मैं आपकी कुछ मदद कर पाऊं। और उनके बहुत बार कंपेल करने पर उस नौजवान ने उन्हें बताया कि जो कुछ भी उसके साथ हुआ, जिसकी वजह से वो इतना हताश हो चुका है। तो उसकी बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति ने कहा, जहां तक मैं तुम्हारी प्रॉब्लम समझ पाया हूं, मुझे लगता है तुम्हारी प्रॉब्लम जो है पैसा है। ठीक है। और फिर वो मुस्कुराने लगे। उन्होंने कहा कि मेरा नाम धीरू भाई अंबानी है और किसी समय में बहुत बड़ा बिजनेसमैन था, अब मैं रिटायर हो चुका हूं। तो ये एक ब्लैंक चेक है जो मैं तुम्हें दे रहा हूं, तुम ये सब हताशा, ये सब छोड़ दो और एक नई जिंदगी की शुरुआत करो, और ये पैसे तुम रख लो। उस नौजवान ने मना किया कि नहीं, मुझे पैसे नहीं चाहिए आपसे, मैं आपसे कोई फेवर नहीं लेना चाहता। पर उन्होंने बहुत कंपेल किया कि आप लीजिए, जब आपके पास पैसे होंगे आप मुझे वापस कर दीजिएगा। और वो चेक आते ही उस नौजवान की बॉडी लैंग्वेज चेंज हो गई, एक नया जोश आ गया, जीने का एक नया पर्पस मिल गया उसे। वो वापस गया, आंखों में नई चमक लेके अपने ऑफिस गया और अपनी पूरी टीम को बुलाया कि चलिए आ जाइए, अब हमारे दिन बदलने वाले हैं, अब हम बहुत जोश से काम करने वाले हैं, अब आप ऑर्डर्स लेके आए, हम डिलीवर करेंगे, हम बहुत मेहनत करेंगे जितनी हम पहले से करते थे और सबको करके दिखाएंगे। और दिन बदलने लगे, वो दिन रात बहुत मेहनत करने लगे, काम करने लगे, और सब में अपने ओनर को देख के, सब टीममेट्स में, कि ये क्या हो गया, आज तक तो ये ऐसे ही घूमता था, एकदम से एक बदलाव कैसे आ गया। और जैसे डर और भय एक वायरस की तरह होता है, फैलता है, सिमिलरली जोश भी एक वायरस की तरह है। वो पूरा जोश जो है पूरे ऑफिस में फैल गया और सब एक साथ एक नए जोश के साथ स्ट्रगल करने लगे। और डाउन द लेन 3 महीने बाद, 6 महीने बाद बिजनेस रिकवर करने लग गया और धीरे धीरे दे स्टार्टेड डूइंग वेरी गुड। अब 1 साल बाद लाइफ वॉज ऑल गुड, मेंटल हेल्थ वाज गुड, बिजनेस वाज वेरी गुड, सब कुछ अच्छा था, बीवी भी वापस आ गई थी, फैमिली लाइफ वाज गुड। अब मैंने कहा और जब उन्होंने सोचा कि अभी तो मैं बहुत अच्छा कर रहा हूँ, अभी मुझे पैसों की जरूरत तो है ही नहीं, चलो अभी चेक पड़ा रहने देते हैं। पहले भी उन्होंने यही सोचा था, मेरे पास ये है, जब भी कभी मुझे इतनी जरूरत पड़ेगी मैं तभी इसे कैश कराऊंगा, क्योंकि ब्लैंक चेक है, कितनी अमाउंट भरूं पता ही नहीं। तो उस टाइम पे भी मैंने ये सोच के ही शुरुआत की थी नहीं कि मेरे पास बहुत है, जब जरूरत पड़ेगी तो ले लूंगा। अब ऐसे करते करते 1.5 साल बीत गया। 1.5 साल बाद उन्हें अपने ड्रॉर की सफाई करते हुए चेक मिला। तो उन्होंने सोचा मुझे उस इंसान के पास जाके इसे वापस कर देना चाहिए और शुक्रिया करना चाहिए उनका, बिकॉज उनकी वजह से ही मैं आज वापस उस मुकाम पे खड़ा हो पाया हूँ। बट उन्हें ढूंढूं कैसे? तो फिर वो वापस उसी जगह चलता हूँ जहाँ पे वो मुझे मिले थे। तो वापस उसी जगह जाते हैं जहाँ पे वो उन्हें मिले थे, बहुत घंटे इंतजार करते हैं पर वो नहीं मिलते। कहाँ मिल सकते हैं? तो उस पार्क के पास एक बिल्डिंग होती है, तो उस बिल्डिंग की तरफ जाते हैं, सोचता लगता है शायद यहीं पे उनका ऑफिस होगा, तो यहीं जाके एक बारी देख लेता हूँ। तो उस बिल्डिंग पे जाते हैं, वहाँ पे एक रिसेप्शनिस्ट होती है, तो उनसे पूछते हैं कि धीरू भाई अंबानी जी से मिल सकता हूँ क्या मैं? तो वो नाम सुन के वो हंसने लग जाती है एंड वो से पूछते हैं कि आपके चेहरे पे ऐसी मुस्कान क्यों, इसे देख के क्या बात है? तो वो रिसेप्शनिस्ट उन्हें बताती है कि ये जो बिल्डिंग है, दिस बिल्डिंग इज फॉर पीपल जिनको मेंटल डिसेबिलिटीज हैं, और हमारे यहाँ पर एक सीनियर सिटीजन है जो सब लोगों से ये कहते हैं कि वो धीरू भाई अंबानी है, और वो निराश लोगों से मिलते हैं और उन्हें कोई चेक देख के सोचते हैं कि मैंने उनकी लाइफ में बदलाव ला दिया। ये सुनते ही उसके पैरों से जमीन निकल जाती है और फिर उसे रियलाइज होता है कि धीरू भाई अंबानी की तो 2002 में ही डेथ हो गई थी, और मैंने ये आज तक कभी रियलाइज ही नहीं किया। जब उन्होंने मुझे बोला, उन्होंने मुझे चेक भी थमाया, मैंने कभी ये रियलाइज ही नहीं किया। और वो रियलाइज करता है कि उस एक चेक ने मेरी लाइफ बदल दी। दैट वाज अ ट्रिगर बेसिकली, जिसने मुझे इतनी कठिन परिस्थितियों से निकाल के एक पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट दिया, एक जोश भर दी मेरी जिंदगी में। तो दोस्तों, हम सबकी जिंदगी में ट्रिगर्स आते रहते हैं, चाहे वो पॉजिटिव हो या नेगेटिव हो। अब ये हम पे डिपेंड करता है कि हम उन्हें कैसे लें। हम कठिन से कठिन परिस्थितियों से भी जूझ सकते हैं। भगवान ने अगर हमें कठिन परिस्थितियां दी हैं तो उनसे लड़ने के लिए ऊर्जा भी दी है। बस जरूरत है तो उस जोश की, उस उमंग की, उनसे जूझने की। आज कोविड के समय में मैं जानती हूँ सब लोग कठिन परिस्थितियों से जूझ रहे हैं, स्पेशली एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, जॉब सीकर्स, सब। बट हौसला एक बहुत बड़ी चीज है। अगर हम हौसला रखें तो इन कठिन से कठिन परिस्थितियों से भी जूझ सकते हैं।
इतनी
देखो, उस
प्यारी
नौजवान
बात
ने
कह दी
हौसला रखा।
आपने,
यस
छोटी
मैम।
सी लड़की ने। थैंक यू सो मच।
वेलकम वेलकम मैम। तो हम कठिन से कठिन, जैसे उस चेक ने सब कुछ बदल दिया, हमने सोचना शुरू कर दिया कि सब ठीक हो रहा है। उसी तरह अगर हम पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट रखेंगे तो जो भी मुश्किल से हम जूझ रहे हैं वो सब कुछ ठीक होता हुआ नजर आने लगेगा हमें। थैंक यू।
Thank you very much, and Kadam Bhamri. It's nice to see you in this meeting, and nice to see you come with such a lovely story. You know, to improve, to help us think positively always. I know the times are only seemingly getting more difficult. January में जब vaccination drive शुरू
Yes.
हुई, we thought things will improve. But surprisingly, the second wave in India and the third wave across the world is actually creating a lot of scare. I would like to also remind members that Rotary has many designated months during the year, and April is designated as maternal and child care month. This is important because, and when they say child health is primarily aimed at children below the age of 5. And Rotary encourages us to do lots for the community, targeting, prenatal care and such things, because a lot of children die below the age of 5, and the ways to do this, or rather the reasons are malnutrition, inadequate healthcare, and poor sanitation. So I'm sure we would be lining up activities during this month, though we have to have caution in any sort of public appearances and gatherings. And I think our community service director, Kananji, may not be attending today's meeting because they have another engagement. Also on COVID, there's a concept called staycations. We have vacations, but when you actually can't go, you can't travel anywhere, you can't stay away, you have staycation, which is trying to look for leisure activities within the family around, so that you don't actually spend your time out. So we also have to keep looking for ways to ways to have good social connect with each other without risking things. I'm sure members would be aware there are a lot of cross-border restrictions happening across the world, in Europe, in Canada, and we can only hope, as we meet every Friday, that we actually see improvements coming in, or at least find ways that we can contribute to this, if not through medical, but at least in terms of creating stronger bonds. And as Kadam said, hausla kaim rakhe, and through that. I would now like to invite our past president and editor, Dr. Vijay Vora, for introducing our guest speaker for this evening.
Good evening, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Before introducing the chief guest, I would like to thank Kadam for the wonderful invocation. Before the meeting started, we all were talking itne case udhar aage, and made the things quite scary. But when Kadam came, took over, she gave a very positive feeling that we have to think positively. And I think, why not think positively about this pandemic? We have learned so many things. Like this meeting, we have called this meeting online. For last 1 year, we are meeting online. And we are very close to each other. The world has become much smaller now. And even those that we have meetings, and we have our guests from abroad also, and chief guests also from abroad, which is all thanks to this pandemic. Why not thank this pandemic? Anyway, this is what I felt. I spoken about it. Now let me thank the president for giving me this opportunity to introduce orthopedic surgeon. And as a prosthetic clinician, it is a proud privilege for me to formally introduce Dr. Ashwini Soni. He is Associate Professor in Orthopedics in Government Medical College and Hospital in Chandigarh. He has done MBBS from Government Medical College, Patiala. Then he did MS Orthopedics from DMC and I think there is Dayanand Medical College in Ludhiana. He has worked as senior resident in Department of Orthotics in PJ Chandigarh. He has also been getting some awards. He is a recipient of AO Trauma Fellowship from Birmingham and Women Hospital, Harvard Medical School, USA. He is also a recipient of AADO Trauma Fellowship, Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Hong Kong. More than 40 publications have been published by him at the international and national journals. Dr. Ashwini, I would like to tell you that as a prosthetist, my work starts after your work ends. When you amputate a limb, the patient has to come to me to get an artificial limb. So this is how I'm connected with the operation, and that is why I feel very happy in introducing you. Thank you very much. Over to President to bring in the chief guest. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a great opportunity to talk here.
Yes, please, Ashwini ji, go ahead.
So should I start with my presentation?
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay. The first of all, I want to thank the organizers who gave me this opportunity to talk here. And I will start with my presentation.
Uh,
Yeah, just
yeah, you have been given access, sir.
yeah, just a minute.
Yeah.
So is my screen visible here?
Yes, it is.
I'll be talking about bone health, and the most difficult task for me was to put it in uh, this huge, big topic in this small presentation. And more difficult was to put it in the common words. So I will be talking in next 1 or 2 slides about some basic things about bone, and then we will be talking about some questions regarding this bone part. So first of all, the most important thing is that bone, when we talk about bone, it is not only about calcium and vitamin D. It is much more than that. And the mineral part, it is only 60%. So it is much beyond that thing. The second important thing is that when we talk about bones, so just like all other machines or all our cars, like where there is a process of wear and tear going on, our bones also undergo wear and tear. So that is a natural process. And just like our car needs a regular repair, our bones also need a repair. But the difference here is that in case of our cars and machineries, we get it repaired once in a while. But in case of bone, the difference is that there is a continuous process going on, the repair process. And even when we are sitting here for this talk, our bones, they are being repaired by our body. So that is the difference. Now, what are the weak bones? So when this wear and tear, normally it is a very balanced process, the repair process and wear and tear process. It is a balanced process. The amount of wear and tear which is going on is repaired by the repairing process. But when there is a wear and tear, when it increases and the repair process is decreased, then it leads to weak bones. So there can be many reasons for this increased wear and tear. The most important is that after menopause, the female hormones, they are decreased. So that leads to increased wear and tear. And then when there is a deficiency of calcium and vitamin D, it leads to decreased repair process. So all these things, this leads to weak bones. Now, what is this weak bones? What do we call it? So what is osteoporosis? So in simple language, it is the weakening of bone with increased risk of fracture. So that is osteoporosis. So we will be talking about in this talk about osteoporosis only. So the question is, who will get osteoporosis? So now the important thing is that osteoporosis is not a disease like a diabetes mellitus or hypertension or tuberculosis. It is not a disease. It is basically an aging process. So just like we get our gray hairs with aging and we get the wrinkling of skin. So all this is because of aging, because of decreased repair process. So similarly, the bones, because of increasing age, the bones, they become weak. So almost everyone gets osteoporosis with age. So it is not a some disease like tuberculosis that if one gets tuberculosis, then you get treatment done and it can be cured. So it is an aging process and it is a natural thing. So females, they are more prone after menopause, as I told you that because of decreased hormones. So the reparative process is decreased and the wear and tear is increased. So after menopause, females are more prone. Similarly, In males, it is more common after about 70 years due to many other factors. Now, if osteoporosis is an aging process, so the question is that can a 30-year male, can he get an osteoporosis? So the answer is that yes, he can be an osteoporotic bone, and the reason here are different than that aging process. So there are many medicines, and then there are many diseases which can lead to decreased bone strength. So normally this osteoporosis is an aging phenomena, but due to certain conditions like certain medicines which we get in epilepsy and due to some thyroid problems, so this osteoporosis can be there at an younger age. So the question is, how do I know that I have an osteoporotic bones? So vitamin D tests, these are very common thing, and the patient they came to us, सर मेरा विटामिन डी लेवल बहुत कम आया है, या सर मैं अपना विटामिन डी लेवल करवा लूं कि सर मेरे जॉइंट्स पेन होती है तो मैं विटामिन डी लेवल करा लेता हूं तो ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस का पता लग जाएगा. बट दैट इज नॉट द थिंग. द विटामिन डी लेवल, इट इज नॉट फॉर osteoporosis. So the gold standard test for osteoporosis is bone mineral density test. So basically what is bone mineral density test? That in that test we check the mineral composition of bone, and it checks only the mineral part. It doesn't check the other things. The bone is made up of other things also, like proteins and water and other things. This test, it checks only about mineral composition, and the strength of bone, it depends upon mineral part, the calcium part. So more is the calcium part in the bone, the stronger is the bone. So this test gives us an idea that how much calcium is there in bones, and so the bone is whether it is a weak bone or strong bone. The more is the calcium part, the stronger is the bone. So to check whether you have an osteoporosis, you should get bone mineral density test rather than vitamin D or calcium levels. So that is the key thing here. Now, the another thing is that if the gold standard test for bone mineral density, gold standard test for osteoporosis is bone mineral density test. So should I get it checked at 35 years? So the answer is that should you get investigations done for cancer without any reason? So the answer is no. Unless you have other symptoms, you don't get these tests done, these cancer tests or or any other test. Your albumin levels, your sodium level, your potassium level, your proteins levels, you don't get these tests done without any reason. So similarly, unless you have some other risk factors, you don't need to get this bone mineral density check at younger age. So there are certain guidelines, certain indications for bone mineral density test. It is not that कि सर आज मैं हॉस्पिटल आया हूं तो चलो मेरा बोन मिनरल डेंसिटी टेस्ट करवा लो, इससे पता लग जाएगा कि मेरी बोन्स वीक है या नहीं है. इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. सो देयर आर सर्टेन गाइडलाइंस बाय international authorities. So these are that if a female is more than 65 years, so in that case you should get an BMD checked. Men at age more than 75 years, 70 years, it is required. And females in menopausal transitions, they can get it checked. And in younger patient with risk factors only. Otherwise, young patient, they don't need to get it checked. Young patient, then again, like if they are getting some medicines like steroid medicines, epileptic medicines, or thyroid problems, and then if there are certain problems, if they have any risk factor, then they can get it checked. Now the thing is that if osteoporosis is an aging thing, it is more common in the aging population, and if it is present in younger population only because of certain risk factors, and if the BMDs not required at this age. So should I to worry about osteoporosis at this age, at age of 35? So again, the question is, should I worry about retirement at age of 35? Do you plan retirement at age of 35? Yes, you do. So similarly, you should plan for your bone strength or your bone health at this age only, because there is very interesting phenomena. It is called peak bone mass. So it is like bank balance of bone. So if you see in this graph, so just like if a person earns, so his bank balance, it increases with time till at the age of retirement. So after retirement, the bank balance, it decreases steadily because the earning is lost. So it's financial, the person's financial condition at age of 80 and 90 years, it depends upon what bank balance was there at the time of retirement. So similarly, the bone quality, the bone strength, it increases till at the age of 30 years only. And after 30 years, 35 years, the bone strength decreases. That is a natural thing. You cannot control it. Whatever you do, you cannot control this thing. So your aim should be to achieve the highest bone strength at the age of 30 years. So more is the bone strength at 30 years, the better is the bone quality at the age of 80 or 90 years. So that is the key thing. So that is why you should worry at younger age about your bone health. It is not that you can have osteoporosis at 35 years, but yes, if your bone quality is better at 35 years, then it means you have lesser chances of osteoporosis at later age, at 80 or 90 years. Now, the question is that what should I do to prevent osteoporosis at this age, that 30, 35 years? So the most important thing is not calcium supplementation, not vitamin D, all these things are not required at all. The most important thing is exercises and nutritious food at this age. Exercise is most important, because nutritious food, we know that uh, we can get it a balanced diet and all that thing. Exercise, similarly, like exercise, they build up muscle strength. So we know that muscle strength is increased and we can build muscles by doing exercises. So in similar way, for bones, exercise is most important. The bone strength is increased with exercises only. If you suppose there is a patient who is in bed for 20 hours a day because of any medical condition, and it doesn't matter how much calcium supplementation, how much vitamin D we are giving to him, if he is not moving out of his bed, his bone is going to be osteoporotic. Doesn't matter how much vitamin D we can give it. So exercise is more important than giving vitamin D and calcium. So the two most important thing at this age is exercises and nutritious food. Now, what food should I take? So, for calcium, like these are two things, calcium and vitamin D. These are different things. Vitamin D, we cannot get it from any food. Vitamin D is only available from sunlight. Our body makes it under sunlight. And yes, there are certain foods which are fortified with vitamin D. But yes, there are natural foods which are enriched in calcium, and these are some foods: spinach, mustard, green bean, tofu, almond, fish, fortified cereal juices. So these are some foods which are enriched in calcium. You can take these things. I'll share you in the last of this presentation link where you can get all these things. Now the thing is that, should I take calcium tablets? I'm 30-year female. So again, as I told you, that you don't need to take calcium. Just a well-balanced diet which is rich in calcium is sufficient, unless you have some medical condition, unless you have some disease which can lead to osteoporosis, or unless you are taking some medicines. In all that condition, you may need some calcium supplementation. But otherwise, if you are a healthy person and you are taking balanced diet, you are doing your normal exercises, you don't need to take calcium supplementation. And the important thing is that calcium tablets, they are not medicines, they are just supplementation. They supplement the food. And if you are taking a good calcium food, then you don't need calcium supplementation at younger age. But what about at 60 year in elderly persons? Yes, in that case you need calcium supplementation, because in elderly patient the calcium absorption is decreased. And then there are many other reasons because of that the calcium absorption is decreased. So at that stage you may need calcium supplementation along with vitamin D. So if you are elderly person, then you may need calcium supplementation, but at younger age you don't need at all vitamin D, calcium, all that thing. Just exercise and well balanced diet. Now this is a very common question and very interesting one, that is there any increased risk of kidney stones if I am taking more calcium? The answer is more interesting. If you are taking calcium as a food form, then there is no risk at all. Doesn't matter how much calcium you are taking as a food form, there is no increased risk. But yes, if you are taking calcium supplementation, then there may be an increase. The word is maybe, it is not sure, but it may be, and the exact reason is not known to anyone. So be careful if you are taking calcium supplementation. Yes, there may be any chances. If you have any history of calcium stone, and if you have any history in family of calcium stone, then you should be careful. But otherwise, if you are taking calcium in food form, then there is no increased risk at all. So that was about calcium. Now, what about vitamin D? Is there any complication if I take excess of? Yes, if there is any complication if I take excess of calcium? Yes, there may be an increased chances of stone. There may be, if you are taking it along with active form of vitamin D. We will be talking about active form of vitamin D in subsequent slides. Now, what about vitamin D? When should I take vitamin D? So vitamin D, the thing is that before taking vitamin D, ideally you should get it checked before taking any vitamin D supplementation. If the vitamin D is less, only then you should take it. Otherwise, you should not take vitamin D in any other form. So can any be there complication if I take excess of vitamin D? So it is something complicated. Actually, the vitamin D, it is formed in two form. One is the active form and one is the inactive form. And the calcium absorption is done only by the active form of vitamin D. Inactive form of vitamin D, it cannot help in calcium absorption. And the active form is formed by the inactive form by the body according to body's need. If there is sufficient amount of calcium is present in the body, and there is no need of excessive calcium absorption, then the body itself cannot change the inactive form of vitamin D into active form. It stops this formation. So the body cannot absorb excess of calcium. And when there is a calcium, then the calcium absorption is decreased in the body, then body needs calcium. In that case, the body itself changes inactive form of vitamin D to the active form, and then it helps in the calcium absorption. So it is a very regulated process, and it is not under your control. It is controlled by the body itself. So you don't need to worry about this thing. The only point is that if you are taking active form of vitamin D as a form of medicines, in that case, that control by the body is lost, and if you have an excess of active form of vitamin D, in that case, the calcium absorption may be increased, and then it may lead to problems because of the increased calcium thing. So the key point is that before taking vitamin D, get it checked, and after taking also, after you when you take vitamin D for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and when you complete your treatment, and then get it checked after that, that how much vitamin D levels they are improved. Otherwise, you should not take it like without getting it checked. Now, another thing about vitamin D. The vitamin D, it is not naturally present in any food or anything. Either the food is fortified by the government, or it is formed in the skin by the sun exposure. So the question is, how much sun exposure is required? So actually, this question itself is a wrong question, because there are many factors for this, and there is no magical formula for this. So the formation of vitamin D in the body, it depends upon the skin tone. Like if a person has a fairer skin tone, that means the vitamin D is formed more. The sun absorption is more in that skin. The sunlight absorption is more, and the more is the sunlight absorption, the vitamin D is formed in more quantity. In a dark skin tone person, the vitamin D is lower and less. Amount of skin exposed, if you have if you are wearing clothes um, by which you are exposing your skin more to the sun, then in that case your time may be decreased. Again, geography is more important. The countries which are closer to the poles, in that area the sunlight, that is the sunlight, the time required for that vitamin D is more. So you need to be in sunlight for more more time. So if you are living near the equator, then the quality of sunlight is better for that vitamin D formation. Time of, again, the time of the day. If it is morning time, if you are taking sunlight in morning, so that sunlight is not sufficient. If you are taking it midday, so that midday sunlight is better than the morning sunlight. Also, the age in elderly persons, the vitamin D formation, it is not that much that in younger persons. So there are many factors uh, for the formation of vitamin D. So you cannot exactly calculate that I should sit for 15 minutes with this much of exposure in that type of sunlight. So it is very difficult to calculate that thing. So best way is to get your vitamin D levels checked. That is the best thing. That is the best you can do. If your vitamin D level are less, then you should take it as a supplement form. So in summary, I want to say that young age is the right time to think about your bone health, just like you think about your retirement at a younger age. Exercise and nutritious foods is the best way, rather than taking calcium supplement and vitamin D. And avoid excessive alcohol and smoking. So uh, by taking alcohol and by doing smoking, the bone reparative process is decreased and wear and tear is increased, and in that case the chances of osteoporosis are more. Calcium supplements, they are required at older age. And get vitamin D checked. If the vitamin D level are less, then only you should take it. Bone mineral density to be done only if indicated. Uh, Otherwise, suppose you get your BMD check and it is decreased, then what do you want to do? So in that case, you want some calcium supplementation and vitamin D and all that thing. But again, for vitamin uh, D supplementation, you have to get it checked before taking any vitamin D level. Another most important thing is that prevent falls and fractures. So you cannot control osteoporosis. So it is for sure that in elderly age group, that bones, they are weak. You cannot control much that thing. But yes, if you can prevent fall and you can prevent fractures by just like slippage in bathrooms and all that thing. So you can prevent fracture in that way. So that is an important thing, and that prevent of fall and fracture it itself is a big topic. So in the end, I just want to share these two slides. So these are very informative, and these sites, they are managed by the specialist persons, and you can get all the information regarding osteoporosis and calcium supplementation and diet and all that thing here. So these are very useful, and rather than googling at wrong places, at wrong sites, so these are very informative, and the important thing is that this is maintained by the specialist persons. So then in the end, I just want to thank you again for giving me this opportunity, and again, I don't know whether that all that thing was sufficient or not, but again, if you have any question, then I would be happy to answer that thing. Thank you.
Doc, can I raise a question?
Yeah,
This
sure.
is Salil Chopra. I know this very small thing which you just was referring, that at a
Yes.
certain age, the
Yes.
natural calcium absorption reduces,
Yes, sir. Yes.
and the calcium doesn't, or the body doesn't respond to the calcium, or vice versa.
Yes. Yes.
But how come it is that the artificial calcium fed through the tablets that is absorbed instead of the natural one?
Yes. The thing is that the calcium it absorbed by two ways. One is the one we call it passive absorption, and one
Uh-huh.
active absorption. Active absorption means the forceful absorption. That forceful absorption is with the help of vitamin D. And when you take the calcium supplement, the vitamin D is there in the calcium tablets. So that is the forceful supplementation, forceful.
Okay.
So that is not just the passive absorption. That is the forceful absorption.
So it's combo which works, not the individual calcium it works.
Exactly.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you.
So we open for question and answers, everyone.
Please feel free to ask any questions.
I have one question.
Hello. Hello. Yes, I want to talk to him. Just 1 minute. Dr. Swain, I am Colonel Kapoor. I am a
Yes.
urologist.
Yes, sir. Yes.
In my urology practice, somehow we have not found any correlation between the calcium supplementation and this stone formation.
Yes. Yes.
Stone formation, there is no record. And now I have been taking calcium for last 30 years, 25 years now.
Yes.
I do not find any view that. But even a lot of elderly people sitting here, they have been taking calcium.
Yes.
Hardly there is any case of stone.
Yes.
I just want to remove this misconception. I hope you agree with me. Hello,
Your
Sahin. I hope
voice,
you agree with me.
sir, your voice was breaking, and I was not able to fully understand what you were saying. But what I
want
can
to say is, in urology practice, we have not found any correlation
yes, sir.
between the intake of calcium and stone formation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is all in hand, but still, anyhow, just to
Yes.
add to it what you have said.
Sir, I want to
We
answer
should not
that.
have the feeling, okay, we will not have calcium because stone formation will be there. I said.
Sir, exactly. If we look clinically, like in your practice or in our practice also, when we are giving calcium supplementation to the people, so we don't find patients with increased calcium stones. तो पेशेंट हमारे पास ऐसे नहीं आएंगे कि सर मैं 6 महीने से कैल्शियम खा रहा हूँ तो मेरे स्टोन्स बन गए. So you are right in that way. But when I'm talking about that, there is maybe. So I use the word by
Maybe
putting
is okay,
emphasis on
but it is not.
putting emphasis on maybe. I'm not saying that it is for sure. And the
Ah,
word
maybe,
maybe,
maybe.
when I'm referring the
Somehow-
maybe, so I,
That's why I want to clarify.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
So I,
practice, yeah.
so I took that words from
I
the
know, doesn't matter.
literature. So that from the literature, that is not my personal
I know.
thing. So it is
Okay.
so it is well described in literature also that there may be, again I'm using the word maybe, increased risk of calcium, increased risk of stroke. Again, the thing is that that kidney stones, they are of different types. There may be calcium stone.
I know they are.
Yes,
But
you
whatever it
know
is.
better, sir. You know better. You know better.
You did not.
Yes.
Okay, Vijay. Thank you very much. Thank God bless you.
Sir, again the point is that that you know better that oxalate stones, they are more common, and the
But not on.
Yes.
There's the etiology of oxalate stones.
Yes,
this
sir. Yes.
excessive calcium taking is not considered. Okay. Very nice to talk to you, saying you're from my college. I passed over there in 1963.
Okay, sir.
58 to 63. I was in Medical College, Patiala.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Vijay. All the best. God bless you.
Okay,
Dr. Bora, you had a question. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Yes,
I also want to ask.
I had one question. I think it will be a funny question. I would like to ask, you talked about senior people having more risk about fractures.
Yes.
What about people who are lean? People who are obese, they are well protected by their skin, and those who are quite lean, what about them? Are they at risk of fracture or not when they have a fall?
When they have fall.
अब I am asking about the lean person, जिसको कहते हैं ना हड्डी पहलवान.
But as far as my knowledge is concerned, there is no direct correlation between weight and the fractures. Because if a person is obese, then their bones, they are adapted to that body weight. And the lean persons, it depends upon the quality of bone rather than the weight of the persons.
The quality of the bone. Like you said that at the age of 30, you start acting as if you are securing it for a later age.
Yes, that is most important.
Yes, thank you.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Dr. Ashwini. I have one question.
Ramsa sir had a question. Sorry, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Ramsa sir had a question and we'll come.
Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Doctor, I'm one of the senior in age in our club. I'm 80 plus. What is your advice? Should I take calcium supplement, vitamin D3, or again the same formula? If you have got some problem, then you get it checked up and then you do it. On and off, the people advise me to you must take supplements. What is your opinion?
Just a minute. Let me grab my charger. My battery is going down. Just a minute. Just a minute.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Koi baat.
नहीं कर जिस वेले साढ़े 7 बजे क्वेश्चन तू करती क्यों नहीं आप भाई क्योंकि
वो लड़ो ना क्यों लड़ रहे हो?
I muted them.
Yes, sir. Sorry for that interruption.
Welcome.
Sir, at your age, so I would advise you to take calcium supplementation. And regarding vitamin D, there are two things. One is the normal standard routine dose, what everybody requires. And one is that treatment dose. If you have decreased vitamin D level, then you need to take it in more amount. So these are two different things regarding vitamin D. When you are taking simple calcium supplementation, the tablets of calcium, the vitamin D in that tablet, that is just sufficient for your daily routine dose. So you can take it without getting vitamin D level checked. So that is right thing.
I'm taking on and off this vitamin D.
That sachet thing or that
Calcium with vitamin D.
calcium with vitamin D. So you can continue with that
It's
thing
okay.
and
There's no harm, no?
yes, there is no harm
Okay.
in that.
Thank you.
Can we have the next question, please? I think I saw Dua sir and somebody was speaking and I had to stop.
Yeah, Shuchi, I have a question. Anoop here.
Yes, Anoop, please. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
good evening, Dr. Ashwini. I just want to check whether more of a calcium cause calcification also? Calcification of arteries and all?
No. I'm not aware of that sort of thing.
Okay. But it has nothing to do with the calcium actually.
No. And that artery part, the cholesterol is a more important thing.
No, that I understand. Cholesterol
Yes.
is one part of the arteries, but sometimes, somewhere, some people suffer calcification on their arteries, which basically cause, rather than having planting, what you call that, blockage and all, to वो calcification की वजह से कुछ problems होती हैं. Like I have one of my relatives which was having some issues. So उनको उन्होंने rather than going through that stunt वाला portion, they said कि it is better to do a bypass surgery. So because of more calcification on the arteries. So calcification has something to do with calcium or?
No.
No. If अगर जैसे आप बता रहे हैं कि उसमें calcification थी, तो there must be some other reason rather than increased calcium level. तो अगर उनमें वो जो एक्स्ट्रा वाली कुछ अदर प्रॉब्लम है तो उसके कारण अगर उनका कैल्शियम लेवल कम हो तब भी वो कैल्सिफिकेशन हो जाएगी.
Do we have any side effects of consuming more calcium or more vitamin D at whatever time frame basically?
अगर आप सिंपल कैल्शियम सप्लीमेंटेशन ज्यादा लेते हैं, तो द थिंग इज दैट जो बॉडी है हमारी वो कैल्शियम उतना ही एब्जॉर्ब करती है जितनी रिक्वायरमेंट है.
ओके.
तो अगर आप अकेला कैल्शियम ले रहे हैं तो उसमें कैल्शियम की इंक्रीज होने के चांसेस कम होंगे. द थिंग इज दैट इफ यू आर टेकिंग इट अलोंग विद विटामिन डी, तो जैसा मैंने बताया कि विटामिन डी उसको फोर्सफुल एब्जॉर्प्शन करती है. तो इन दैट केस देयर मे बी चांसेस ऑफ स्टोन फॉर्मेशन.
विटामिन डी इज अ लिमिटेड, उसका एक लिमिटेड साइकिल होता है, लिमिटेड विटामिन डी लेने का भी बेसिकली, और यू कैन टेक इट फॉर लाइफ बेसिकली.
अगेन जो विटामिन डी है वो दो टाइप का होता है, जैसे मैंने बताया कि इनएक्टिव फॉर्म और एक्टिव फॉर्म जो मार्केट में भी अवेलेबल है, जो आपको डॉक्टर्स भी देते हैं. तो दे आर ऑफ टू टाइप्स. तो जो आप इनएक्टिव फॉर्म लेते हैं वो भी अगर आप एक्सेस में लेंगे तो उसका कुछ बहुत ज्यादा नुकसान नहीं है, क्योंकि वो बॉडी में एक्टिव फॉर्म में चेंज ही नहीं होगा. बॉडी उसको इतना ही एक्टिव फॉर्म में चेंज करती है जितना रिक्वायर्ड है.
ओके, रेस्ट वो फ्लश कर देगी.
यस, एग्जैक्टली. तो जो एक्टिव फॉर्म वाला विटामिन डी है, कॉम्प्लिकेशन उसके कारण आ सकती हैं कि आप एक्टिव फॉर्म ऑफ विटामिन डी ले रहे हैं और साथ में आप कैल्शियम ले रहे हैं, तो वो पहले से एक्टिव फॉर्म है, वो फोर्सफुल अब्जॉर्प्शन कैल्शियम का करेगा, तो बॉडी में कैल्शियम जो है वो इंक्रीज हो जाएगा. जो ब्लड में कैल्शियम अगर इंक्रीज होगा वो इतना बोन्स में डिपॉजिट नहीं हो पाएगा, वो यूरिन के थ्रू बाहर निकल जाएगा.
ओके.
तो जब वो यूरिन के थ्रू बाहर निकलता है तो देयर मे बी चांसेस, अगेन जैसे वो डॉक्टर साहब ने भी पहले अभी बताया कि क्लिनिकल प्रैक्टिस में हम देखते हैं तो नहीं है, बट अगर हम लिटरेचर पढ़ते हैं, लिटरेचर में देखते हैं, तो उसमें लिखा हुआ है वेरी क्लियरली दैट देयर मे बी इंक्रीज चांसेस ऑफ रीनल स्टोन्स.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर अश्विनी. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Anup ji. Dr. Ashwini, just one question related to this and then we go to Dr. Dua.
Yes.
What is the correct dosage of this vitamin D plus calcium?
The dosage for vitamin D is around 1000 international units per day for a normal person. So that is daily routine dose. Pregnancy में थोड़ा increase हो जाता है, 1200 तक हो जाता है, तो ऐसे थोड़ा increase decrease हो जाता है depending on person to person. That is normal standard dose.
So this is just vitamin D. What about the combination of D3 and calcium tablets?
Calcium की जो standard dose है that is around 1000 to 1200, around 1250 milligram per day.
Per day.
तो उसमें ऐसा है कि जो मोस्ट कॉमनली हम शेलकल टाइप से पेशेंट्स भी आते हैं कि हम शेलकल टैबलेट ले रहे हैं, शेलकल टैबलेट ले रहे हैं.
हाँ.
तो शेलकल टैबलेट्स की अगर आप डोजेज आप देखें तो वो जो 2 टैबलेट्स होती हैं मॉर्निंग इवनिंग लेकर, तो वो उतना जो कैल्शियम लेवल्स हैं वो आपका डेली रूटीन का वो बनता है, बट 2 में या फिर आप अपनी डाइट भी ले रहे हैं उसमें भी आपका कैल्शियम आ रहा है, तो वो उतना रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है। फॉर विटामिन डी अगर आपने लेना है तो यू शुड गेट इट चेक्ड। अगर उसमें कम है, आपका विटामिन डी कम आ रहा है, तो आपको विटामिन डी के सैशेज आते हैं, वो सैशेज ये जाते हैं जिसमें डोज मोर होती है, 6000 इंटरनेशनल यूनिट्स तक होती है। तो फिर आप 6000 वीकली उसको लेंगे, तो फिर आप 3 वीक्स 4 वीक्स लेने के बाद अगेन यू शुड गेट इट चेक्ड कि आपका लेवल्स ठीक आए हैं या नहीं आए। अगर एक बार आपके लेवल्स ठीक आ गए हैं, देन यू शुड शिफ्ट टू जो नॉर्मल स्टैंडर्ड डोज है, 600 700 से लेकर अप टू 1000 तक इंटरनेशनल यूनिट्स तक हो जाती है वो डोज।
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Dua sir.
Yes, Dr. Ashwini. It was a wonderful presentation. A small query is there that about 20 years back,
Yes.
the big companies like Pfizer and all that, they had put up the machine in front of PGI, Sector 16 hospital, but 32 was yet to come up, but Dr. Chopra has started that. They had put the machine for a bone density measure, and anyone getting some value, say 0.2 or 2, was given the osteophos package once to be used per week, about 200 rupees per week, and those tests were free. All of a sudden, this osteophos disappeared from the chemical system, from pharmacology, and similarly, HRT therapy has also been replaced. What are the dynamics now changing? Why these things happen? That just to advertise osteophos for 200 rupees package once a week, sit, you must take that tablet while sitting. Don't lie down for 2 hours. Don't eat anything for 2 hours, and then afterwards, then you eat once a week 200 rupees tablets, and then also no, nobody practices, no orthopedician or no bone specialist does that. How does it? And what Dr. Anuba, what Mr. Anuba was talking about, plasma calcium, and in artery the calcium is different that what we have. That's what I. But the main point is about osteophos tablets, which were manufactured by big pharmaceutical company, and all of a sudden, in 20 years, that is disappeared. Kindly.
Yes. So the thing is that what I was talking about, vitamin D and calcium. So
Yes.
these are the physiological things.
Yes.
And the osteophos, this is not a physiological thing. That is a that is a sort of medicine. And it is, yes, it is not disappeared completely. It is still the first line drug in osteoporosis in elderly person. अगर किसी elderly person में हम बोन मिनरल डेंसिटी करवाते हैं, उसकी बोन मिनरल डेंसिटी कम आती है, तो जो कैल्शियम और विटामिन डी हम देते हैं, दे आर नॉट कंसीडर्ड एज मेडिसिन. दिस इज नॉट ट्रीटमेंट, दिस इज जस्ट सप्लीमेंटेशन.
Okay.
जो हम मेडिसिन की अगर बात करेंगे तो फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट जो गाइडलाइंस हैं, जो रिकमेंडेशंस हैं, so the still the first line treatment is that osteophos.
I remember in PGI or in Sector 16, every second person was given osteophos package.
That is wrong. That is wrong. Every second person should not take this osteophos.
And
it is only for elderly persons.
Yeah, no, anyone whose bones density was little low, immediately put on osteophos.
No. The reason is, if there is a younger patient, suppose at age of 35, if a patient has bone mineral densities less than 2.5 or anything, if a younger patient has osteoporosis, then rather than giving it osteophos, you should check that why there is an osteoporosis in younger patient. So that is the point. एल्डरली में हमने माना कि ठीक है वो एज के कारण ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस है तो उसमें आपको ऑस्टियोफॉस देना है, बट अगर यंगर में है तो आपको पहले देखना पड़ेगा कि वो ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस है किस लिए, उसका रीजन आपको ढूंढना पड़ेगा पहले, rather than giving osteophos.
Because steroids are given in the early age.
That is the thing.
That's very nice. Excellent.
Thank you very much, Dr. So I just have one quick question. I like your presentation, QA style, question and answer style. You had 30 plus, 60 plus years. As kids, we used calcium sandols. Mm-hmm. So it's done in a very attractive packaging. So I just wanted your views on this. And secondly, looking at your first slide and last slide, and I was wondering, are you into do you have photography as a passion? Is that your own photograph? I'm taking my view.
Yes.
That's I would check.
So for regarding that calcium supplementation in children.
Ji.
So again, the thing is that if you are, if the children, they are taking a well balanced, nutritious food, there is no need for that supplementation.
Yes.
So that is the thing. It is just a calcium supplementation. It is not medicine. It is calcium. तो आपने टेबलेट के फॉर्म में क्यों देना है? आप उसको किसी डाइट में दे दीजिए, आप उसको दही थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा खिला दीजिए, बादाम खिला दीजिए.
Because for bones and teeth, it is sort of promoted, or I mean, we think.
Bone, sorry, I couldn't.
Teeth, दांतों के लिए.
नहीं, दांतों के लिए again, दांतों के लिए there is a disease like rickets. तो rickets is because of जो आप दांत की बात बता रहे हैं, या अगर किसी में बच्चे में विटामिन डी लेवल्स कम हो जाते हैं तो then there are other things also. सिर्फ दांत की बात नहीं है. और दांत के लिए फिर वही चीज है कि अगर कैल्शियम लेवल नॉर्मल है तो वो अलग से देने की जरूरत नहीं है. So the diet is more important. Diet and exercise.
Yeah, Dr. Soni, I have one question.
Yes.
What is your experience regarding that injectable supplements which we give for osteoporosis post-menopausal? I don't remember the name of the drug. It is it's given once a year.
Yes. So that is exactly what I was talking about. That is osteophos like thing. वो जो osteophos जो मेडिसिन है वो सेम कैटेगरी की वही चीज है. आप उसको ओरल टैबलेट में भी ले सकते हैं कि जो आपको वीकली टैबलेट देते हैं या मंथली टैबलेट देते हैं, या जो आप ईयरली आप बता रहे हैं कि इंजेक्टेबल फॉर्म में देते हैं, तो वो सेम चीज है. सो दैट इज
रिजल्ट्स कैसा है?
हाँ, वो दैट इज द फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट. अगर आप एजिंग पॉपुलेशन में ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस है तो वो आपको ठीक है लेना है. लेकिन इसके अपने कॉम्प्लिकेशंस हैं कुछ. तो ये अभी रीसेंट ड्रग है, ये बहुत पुरानी ड्रग्स नहीं है. तो इसके कारण जो कॉम्प्लिकेशंस आते हैं उसमें उसकी प्रिवेंशन के लिए ये है कि रिकमेंडेशन ये है कि आपको ये 3 साल के लिए लेना है. 3 साल के बाद बीच में उसको ब्रेक लेना है, क्योंकि ये जो ड्रग है ये बोन्स को स्ट्रॉन्ग तो बनाती है बट ये बोन्स को ब्रिटल बना देती है. तो फ्रैक्चर के इसमें चांसेस अगेन ये है कि अगर आप 3 साल से ज्यादा भी ले रहे हैं तो वो फिर से फ्रैक्चर होने के भी चांसेस होते हैं.
Yes.
तो जो HRT बोलते हैं हार्मोन रिप्लेसमेंट थेरेपी, ताकि ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस को स्लो किया जा सके, उसका क्या ओपिनियन है आपका?
उसमें अगेन देयर आर कॉम्प्लिकेशंस, मेनी कॉम्प्लिकेशंस ऑफ दैट हार्मोन रिप्लेसमेंट थेरेपी. वो आपका पूरी बॉडी का जो साइकिल है वो चेंज हो जाता है. दैट इज नॉट वेरी फिजियोलॉजिकल थिंग. तो वो देते हैं लेकिन रूटीन में वो प्रेफर नहीं करते हैं. दैट इज नॉट अ रूटीन थिंग.
बट प्रेवलेंस तो बहुत बढ़ गया ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस का बिकॉज ऑफ लाइफस्टाइल, एयर
हाँ, तो अगेन वही बात है कि आप एक्सरसाइजेज यंग एज में आप एक्सरसाइजेज नहीं करोगे. आपका जो लाइफस्टाइल है वो बिल्कुल यही है कि आपने घर से गाड़ी में बैठकर ऑफिस जाना है, ऑफिस से गाड़ी में. तो वही अगेन कि वो जो है कि पीक जो डेंसिटी है बोन की ना, तो वो कम होगी. अगर आपका 30 ईयर पर पीक कम होगा तो वो आपके 80 ईयर्स में आपका बोन क्वालिटी अच्छा नहीं होगा. So that is the reason.
We have a small question from Dr. Vora. Another question from him. Vora sir, can you?
Dr. Ashwini, I have a question.
Yes.
Which is related to in what I am doing. What about braces in case of osteoporosis? Like we have number of braces, Indian and imported. So what is your opinion to treat a patient with proper knee braces or spinal braces, whatever is required?
Are you talking about osteoporosis or osteoarthritis?
It can be both. दोनों केस में.
Yes, osteoarthritis में there is no role, but still patient जो है वो आकर कहते हैं कि हमें जो कॉमन लैंग्वेज में हम कहते हैं कि नी बेंड हो रहे हैं ऑस्टियोआर्थराइटिस के कारण, तो हम ब्रेसेस लगा लेंगे, वो सीधे हो जाएंगे. सो देयर मे बी और मे नॉट बी, ऐसा कुछ बहुत क्लियर रोल नहीं है. फॉर ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस देयर इज नो रोल एट ऑल, क्योंकि वो तो बोन की वीकनिंग है, तो आप ब्रेस लगाकर उसको वो नहीं कर पाते.
एक और चीज है, बड़े पेशेंट्स आते हैं हमारे पास, सपोज नी रिप्लेसमेंट सजेस्ट किया जाता है, so they want to avoid knee replacement, so
Yes.
then they go in for this knee braces के जब तक काम चलता है knee brace से काम चला लो.
नहीं, वो चलता नहीं है, वो लोग लगाते हैं,
लगाते हैं लोग लगाते हैं, हमारे पास आते हैं कि
हाँ.
हमने डॉक्टर साहब अभी ऑपरेशन नहीं कराना, हम टालना चाहते हैं ऑपरेशन को, तब तक हम नी ब्रेस लेना चाहते हैं.
नहीं, कुछ रोल नहीं है उसका, बहुत रोल नहीं है.
नहीं, पर देखते हैं काफी इट इंक्रीजेस द और डिलेज द ऑपरेशन के, बट ठीक है, ऑपरेशन जितना यंगर एज में करा लो उतना अच्छा है, बट पीपल इवन कंटिन्यू टू यूज द ब्रेस फॉर 5-10 years and carry on with braces for up to as long as they can do it.
Actually, there are two things. One is personal experience, and what is that guidelines and recommendations, what they say. तो गाइडलाइन और रिकमेंडेशन में तो कहीं पे वो ब्रेसेस रिकमेंडेड नहीं है. और सेकंड पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है, तो वो इट वेरीज डॉक्टर टू डॉक्टर.
ठीक है,
पर्सन टू पर्सन, पेशेंट टू पेशेंट, वो पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस में आ जाता है.
हमारे पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस में तो है, लॉट ऑफ पीपल वुड
मे बी
इवन इफ हम कह भी देते हैं नहीं जरूरत आपको, इवन देन दे वुड लाइक टू हैव इट कि हम डॉक्टर साहब हम अपना ऑपरेशन डिले करना चाहते हैं, वी डोंट वांट टू गो इन फॉर ऑपरेशन. तो अभी रिसेंटली हमारे वन ऑफ आवर सीनियर पास्ट प्रेसिडेंट्स अजीत गुलाटी, उनके वाइफ ने अपना नी रिप्लेसमेंट कराया है इधर फोर्टिस में मेरे ख्याल. तो शी हैज जस्ट बीन डिस्चार्ज आफ्टर 2-3 days बैक. तो उन्होंने करा लिया. शी इज आल्सो अबाउट नियरली 65 प्लस है, वो 65-70 के हैं. तो उस एज में जाके लोग करा लेते हैं, पर यंगर एज में लोग चाहते हैं कि नी स्प्लिंट से या नी अब जैसे बैक एक में ब्रेसेस आर यूज्ड वेरी फ्रीक्वेंटली.
नहीं, वो अगेन द डिफरेंस इज अबाउट द पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस एंड द स्टैंडर्ड रिकमेंडेशंस. तो यही.
So thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
If there are no more questions, I think then we'll invite.
Dr. Sanjay,
Yes,
Dr.
please.
Sanjay, President,
Yes.
it's our duty also to remind the club members and through this platform, remind everyone that today is Autism Day, and under the United Nations General Council commitment, all platforms are committed to advertise, to raise the consciousness and awareness about autism amongst every member of the society, so that this can get the right place in the society and everyone can be, any patient suffering, any child suffering from that can be given the rightest part of the society and full this one. And this is our club is also has a public duty. That's
Yes, sir. I really appreciate that. I'll ask Shuchi to just give us a very small update before she comes to the announcements. On a program that was held today online.
I know.
So I would now, I'm happy to invite Shivani Kapoor for the expression of gratitude for our guest speaker this evening.
Thank you, Sanjay sir. It always feels good when you see that a person has grown so much in life when you know him since childhood. So I know Dr. Ashwini when he must be 6 or 7 years old.
Really?
So I feel very proud that I am giving vote of thanks to a very legendary doctor who happens to be my brother also. The topic today has helped us understand various aspects of the bone health. It has really helped us to know more about our bone and their health. And especially I have heard a lot about vitamin D and calcium. And so we are grateful to you, Dr. Soni. You were simply superb. On behalf of Rotary Club Chandigarh Midtown, I would like to thank you once again and all who are present today and listen to him and for the questions asked. And thank you from a person who really appreciate him personally also as a sister. So thank you, Ashwini, and thank you everyone else.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shivani. Very nice to hear about sort of a comfort zone, and you bring in such nice people. I just had a thought. I'm sure when we invite guest speakers, we would be specifying that they are going to get about 20 minutes, and then we must be saying ki 5 minutes question answer hoga. And invariably, and especially today, also it turned out ki we tell the guest, give the guest speaker 20 minutes to speak, and we take 30 minutes over question and answers. And that's again in a very positive way, because that shows the interest members take. It shows the value of the discourse and the the presentation that is made by the guest speaker. So thanks to you also, Shivani, for coordinating this today's session, and thanks to Dr. Soni as well. I would now invite Secretary Shuchi for the announcements, and just remember that we have to update on the autism and sorry, just 1 minute. On behalf of the club, I'd just like to put on record congratulations to past President Amarjeet and Sunita for the marriage of the daughter Dean today. And Shuchi, over to you. You can carry on with the same thing.
Thank you, President Sanjay. In announcements, I would like to inform the club there was this month-long training for mobile repair, which was done under vocational skills and the direction of our vocational director, Anupam Jainji. And this concluded on 25th of March. On 1st of April, Mayor of Chandigarh, along with the GM of SIDBI and our own presidents, distributed them certificates. Our club also gave them this tool, as you can all see in the picture, a toolkit to help them start their own entrepreneurship and help them progress. Coming to the Autism Day, I wanted to let everyone know that today a webinar was held, and this was done in collaboration with a lot of road track clubs from Pune, from Delhi, our own road track club of Samaritans, and we had a psychiatrist, Dr. Pramod, and there were more than 100 people on, all of them were youngsters and few Rotarians. We had Justice Raj Rahul Garg. We also had AG Dr. Parvez Sablok, our president, Dr. Rita Kalra, who joined this webinar. It was quite informative. We had Sangeeta Jain from Sorim talking about autism for awareness, and she did tell about her own child who's suffering from the same issue and the nuances of the same. Dr. Pramod Kumar, a psychiatrist from Chandigarh, also came, and he talked about depression and the social media influence on today's youngsters. Coming to birthdays and anniversaries, tomorrow is the birthday of Rotary and Sandhya Khandelia ji. And we have the wedding anniversaries of Rotary and Seema and Dr. Dinesh Sehetwal on 6th April. And on 7th April, the anniversary of Rotary and Preetpal and Rotarian Rajinder Pal Singh Gulati ji. That's all from my end. Back to you, President.
Thank you, Shuchi. With this, we come to the end of today's meeting, and with due permission, I would hereby adjourn the meeting. We would have this Zoom session open for another 5 to 10 minutes for fellowship, as we had at the beginning of the meeting. If members would like to stay on and exchange greetings and exchange views. So thank you. The meeting is hereby adjourned.